Hi, I'm Julie from Green Acres Nursery and Supply, and it is officially bare root season here at Green Acres. For those of you who don't know what a bare root is, bare roots are, for the most part, fruit trees that have been growing at a grower's nursery for about a year. They've been dug up, the roots have been cleaned off, and they've been packaged in a bag and sent to the nurseries. Because this requires minimal effort on their part, it makes the price of them a lot better for the consumer. So here at Green Acres, we do things a little differently, and instead of putting them in those packages where they dry out faster and have a shorter shelf life and the bare root season is much smaller for the customer, we put them in these things called fiber pots, which are these pulp pots right here. And what's cool about these is they're biodegradable, so you can plant them in them, and they're also in soil, so that way your roots don't dry out and we can have a longer time of a bare root season for our customers, so you have better plants and better prices for you. We have over 150 different varieties of bare root fruit tree to pick from, and it also includes really cool varieties that are hard to find sometimes, like your giant persimmons that are really big, that are really fun for customers. We have nectar plums that are a cross between a nectarine and a plum, and we got these cool ones called pluaries, where it's a plum and a cherry mixed together. And what's cool about those is they have these beautiful purple leaves, and when they bloom, they have these real hot pink flowers. You can also find really fun varieties like these fruit salad trees. These fruit salads, they get the taste test winners like Blenheim apricots, Fantasia nectarines, and you get a plum, apricot, peach, and a nectarine all on one tree. And so you get like a whole different fruit salad in your yard on one tree if you have limited space. Also, for those of you who have limited space, we have fun stuff like these miniature peaches and miniature nectarines. These guys only get 5 feet by 5 feet. They're adorable and tiny, and they are covered in blossoms in spring, so they're gorgeous, and they produce fruit pretty quickly for you. For the most part with your bare roots, if you have a regular 11-inch bare root, you should expect fruit by their 3rd year. So it won't be this year, not next year, but the year after. It's really important when you're in your yard to consider how many fruit trees you want. If you're gonna have more than one fruit tree and you have the space for it, it's a good idea to see what is gonna be fruiting when, so that way you can have a longer season by having multiple fruits that are growing or producing at different times of the year, so that way you got a longer time to enjoy your garden. We have these really fun charts for you to help you really nail that down in your yard that we provide, but it's gonna show you all the different fruit trees and when they produce, so you can really get it down to where you got something blooming and you got something to eat all year in your yard. When it comes to planting your bare root fruit tree, there's a few different ways to do it. The most common way and fun way to do it here, since we have the pulp pots, is you can plant them in these pots, but it's important that you follow certain steps. You can't just put this in the ground because it won't degrade fast enough for your roots to escape. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut the top to the soil level, you're gonna slice the sides, and then you wanna cut off the bottom. So that way the roots can escape, this will deteriorate and help break up the soil. And when you dig your hole, you want it to be twice the width of the pot and about the same depth. You can go a little deeper, but you wanna make sure your root ball is sitting just about 1 inch above the soil. So that way if it settles, it doesn't sink in, you don't get soil building up on your trunk and getting crown rot. As far as amending the soil, use Sure Start. It's a starter fertilizer. It's really good. I swear by this stuff. It's good to put this around the root system. And then also you can get planting mix. It's our pretty much go-to soil at our stores. But you're gonna mix that 50-50 with your native soil into the hole and then get it all nice and full of nutrients. It's really important that you mix it 50-50. A lot of people just wanna put the good stuff in the hole, but when you mix that soil, no matter how rocky or clay it is, it's gonna keep the soil retention to be the same in that hole as it is around it, so you don't have water pooling at the bottom of your plant and then therefore rotting and causing root rot that you can't see. So no matter how much you don't like your native soil, please work with it and mix it 50-50 back into the hole. After your fruit tree has been planted, there's a couple more steps you'll wanna do with your bare roots or just any type of stone fruit, which is you're gonna wanna paint the trunks of them, especially if you have cherries or apples, because they're really prone to sun peeling. Putting paint, like we have paint here, and what's nice about ours is that it's brown, so it's not that bright white that you see everywhere. It's a nice brown, it kind of fades in, doesn't stick out to the neighbors. Like when you go to the pool and you see the lifeguards wearing the zinc on their nose, that's pretty much the zinc on the nose for the cherry tree. It's just gonna keep it from sunburning and splitting open. It helps protect that wood and keep it safe so you don't get any damage, because we don't want that to happen. And when you have a really young tree, there's no canopy to shade that trunk. That helps prevent that from happening until that canopy gets bigger and thicker. Another thing you're gonna have to do is use liquid cop and horticulture oil. The way we remind people is to spray it on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Valentine's Day. If you forgot, the most important one is Valentine's Day. So remember, you love your peaches, so Valentine's Day, go treat your peaches or whatever stone fruit you have. The liquid cop is for disease control. So things like cherries that can be prone to fire blight or peach leaf curl on peaches, it helps prevent that from setting in. Horticulture oil is going to pretty much just kill out any type of bugs that might be overwintering on it, any type of little eggs and stuff, keep those from coming back. But really good stuff. And then you're going to put it in the shaker, which is going to be, or sprayer, one of these guys. And just be sure to follow the label instructions on these guys to apply it, and you should be good. But Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Valentine's Day. So another thing to know that is kind of shocking to most customers is when you get a bare root or just a really young fruit tree, it's important to head them. When you head them, it's going to help them produce a hormone that makes them produce more fruit. It's also going to control the height of them because they can get very big if you don't. Now, it's kind of like cutting baby fingernails for the first time. It's terrifying, but you just gotta do it. There's a few bare roots or just fruit trees in general that you do not do this to. That would be jujubes, persimmons, figs, olives, and your miniature peaches and nectarines that stay 5x5. These guys, you do not head that. All you're gonna do is cut it at about knee height, up off the ground, 45-degree angle. And all the branches, if there's any branches growing low, like this one that I'm using, you're gonna cut those almost in half, but at a node that's pointing outward, so that way your new branches grow out. And this is gonna start helping it be a smaller, more manageable tree. Thank you for watching this video about bare roots. I hope it's inspired you to look into bare roots for your yard this year. If you have any questions, please come to any of our Green Acre Nursery and Supplies. We have a very knowledgeable staff, and we are happy to help, and happy planting.